Well, hallowed be my name if I'm not running to the hills because there's killers behind me with their Iron Maiden. I am going with the troopers to where eagles dare, and I would die with my boots on when there is 2 minutes to midnight, thinking about those wasted years. I will become one of those strangers in a strange land. Because of the evil that men do, can I play with madness? I do have a fear of the dark, but there is no prayer for the dying. I will bring your daughter to the slaughter, where she will be quick or be dead, because I am afraid to shoot strangers. So to do the sign of the cross. And those clansmen, blood brothers, ghosts of the navigators, possibly they're a Passchendaele. Who knows if they dance with the dead in different worlds. These colours don't run. That's it, everybody. Welcome. It's Andy, your man in a tent, with the most bizarre, yes, bizarre, entrances ever. Back in the shed. What the hell was I going on about? What are we doing today? Why? Just why? Well, today we are going to do the Iron Maiden album review. 16 studio albums. Quick run through of the band's history, a little bit about them, who they've influenced. I've even got how many gigs they've done. That's going to be impressive. So, selling over 100 million of these little beauties down the years. This is the brief history, and then my personal favourite Iron Maiden albums. So we're going to go through them, tell you about the lineup changes, and then I'll list them from 16 to 1. If you agree, then great. If you disagree, well, you're wrong, but, you know, everyone is entitled to their opinion. This is my opinion, my favourite Maiden albums. You know, you might find certain singers I prefer in Maiden. You know, when you look at them, they do have currently 3 world-class guitarists who could get into any band. Steve Harris, the founder and bassist, is incredible. Bruce has an amazing depth to his voice. And Nico on drums is incredible. But it didn't start out with the current lineup. There have been changes. Shall we go through it? I think we should. So, founded in 1975 by the bassist Steve Harris. The first lineup included vocalist Paul Di'Anio. Could have said that wrong. Doesn't matter. Not really. Guitarist Dave Murray and Dennis Stratton. And drummer Clive Burr. There. So in 1980, the release of the Iron Maiden album with the songs Running Free, Phantom of the Opera, Iron Maiden, amongst others. It's great. The band Iron Maiden releasing the album Iron Maiden with the song Iron Maiden. Brilliant. Anyway, so after that, Adrian Smith comes in and he replaces Dennis Stratton on guitar. Killers is released in 1981 with songs like Rothschild and Killers. Bruce Dickinson then comes in and replaces Paul Di'Anio on vocals. Now, a lot of people say new wave of heavy metal. Maiden's first 2 albums with Paul Di'Anio were amazing, and that's sort of the stuff that would have influenced the likes of Metallica, Slayer, and other bands. You know, they were at the forefront. Still, some say are at the forefront of heavy metal in the UK now, but at the new wave of heavy metal. So we've had your bands like the Black Sabbath, Thin Lizzy and that, and now we've got a new wave. Iron Maiden were up there. You know, around this time of punk. There is a sort of punkiness to their earlier stuff, but it's a bit more metal to it. So 1982 comes around and the Number of the Beast album is released. On there you got, of course, The Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills, and Hallowed Be Thy Name. fantastic album. Drummer Nico McBrain then comes in and replaces even Clive there. Nico is a top drummer. Any band in the world would be pleased to have Nico because he's incredible. 1983 comes along, Peace of Mind. So on there we got the likes of Where Eagles Dare, The Trooper, and Divey Boots On. You know, it's a good album. I do like Peace of Mind. 1984 comes along. There's every year at the moment we've got a new album. We've now got Power Slave, which has the hits Aces High and 2 Minutes to Midnight. Then there's a gap. They actually don't release an album in 1985. What the hell were you doing, Iron Maiden? Why were you being so lazy? Maybe they were touring or something. We'll go on to that touring a little bit later. Somewhere in Time in 1986. Great albums were released in 1986. Somewhere in Time was a great album. Wasted Years, Strangers in a Strange Land, and Heaven Can Wait. Fantastic songs. Love them. Then we're going to wait another 2 years because, hey, who knows? Maybe they're touring. Seventh Son of a Seventh Son in 1988 comes out with the songs. Obviously, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son was on there. Can I Play a Madness? The Evil That Men Do, and Moonchild. Moonchild is a fantastic beginning. Anyway, during pre-production, Adrian Smith leaves, so he's on the album, but he leaves afterwards for the touring. 1990 comes along, No Prayer for the Dying comes out with the album with the songs Tail Gunner, No Prayer for the Dying, and Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. Little bonus fact for you here: it's the only song Iron Maiden have had #1 in the singles chart in the UK. And another little fact for you here, not one I got written down, but I know this one. When they went on Top of the Pops, they were like, we're not miming, we're Iron Maiden, we play live. Play live, we don't come on. Your choice. So they played live. I think they were the first band to play live on Top of the Pops for about 15 years. Just getting it cup of tea, because bit of work, it's been a tiring morning. I have been up since 4. Why not? Expect my son just got up, but hey, anyway, there you go. So this particular video is sponsored by Seabreeze. What is Seabreeze? Seabreeze is the air from off of the sea. If you want Seabreeze, go to the beach. If you don't experience it, if you'd like to sponsor the channel in the future, please leave a comment. We may go from there. But if you'd like to sponsor me, you never know, my 4 internet friends who like to watch these ramblings might like it. So, Seabreeze might actually one day have a proper sponsor. But today we're sponsored by Seabreeze. Anyway, Jan Jers then came in after that to replace Adrian Smith. We're getting back to the Maiden facts rather than my made-up sponsors. Why not? In 1992, it was the turn of Fear of the Dark. Be Quick, Afraid to See Strangers, Fear of the Dark. This is a brilliant album. It resulted in a big tour. But then, year after this came out in 93, Blaze Bayley replaced Bruce Dickinson on vocals. It was a different sort of voice, shall we say. 1995, the X Factor album is released. Songs like Sign of the Cross, Lord of the Flies, Man on the Edge. It's a good album, it is, but the vocals are different. It's not always a bad thing, but Bruce does have a incredible voice. Not saying that Blaze doesn't, but they are vocally different, shall we say. Then in 1998 is the Virtual 11 album. Again with Blaze, with Future Real and The Klansman. These are good songs. It's still a strong album. But anyway, Blaze then goes and Brucey Boy comes back to return on vocals. Also, Adrian Smith comes back, which gives them 3 world-class guitarists, which is going to be good. So anyway, if you are also, another ad break here, potential ad break. This one is me promoting another YouTube channel. And I know what you're all thinking. Gee, Andy, I wonder which YouTube channel you're going to promote here. Well, it's going to be me old pal Ariel again, because who doesn't love a shout out? It's, Night of Hants. If you haven't already watched Night of Hants, what are you going to get on this channel? It has some comedy on there. Certainly has some comedy on there. Has some political views, which you're possibly not going to understand unless you speak Filipino. I do admire you, Ariel, because you will put out a English-Filipino mix on there, talking about politics or whatever it is, and say about 3 words of English to about 17 paragraphs of Filipino. Little tip for you here, my friend. Do it in English, do it in Filipino. If you want the English to just be small, then do that, But that's my personal tip to you if you wish. Plenty of dancing, plenty of music, lots of fun, lots of cooking. If you want to learn how to cook some banging Filipino style food, then Night of Hants could well be the one for you. Anyway, getting back to the video. 2000 comes along, Brave New World, with songs like Blood Brothers, Wicker Man, Ghosts of the Navigator. It's a good album. It's a pretty banging album. 2003, one of my later favourites, Dance of the Deaf album with Rainmaker, Passchendaele, and Dance of the Dead, of course, because why wouldn't you put the title of the song as a song on there as well? 2006 then comes around, A Matter of Life and Death, with songs like Different Worlds, These Colours Don't Run, For the Greater Good of God. Bit of a sentence, that last one there, but hey. And then in 2015 we actually got 2 albums. The Final Frontier with Satellite 15, Final Frontier, El Dorado, and When the Wild Winds Blow. And also in 2015 we had The Book of Souls, If Eternity Should Fall, Speed of Light, Death or Glory. These are great songs live as well. So before we get on to my favourite Iron Maiden albums in order, we're going to do a bonus fact for you. Do you have any idea how many concerts the Mighty Maiden have done in their times? I'm going to give you the answer a bit later, but try and have a guess. Write a number down, see how close you are, and we'll come back to that. So there's been 16 studio albums. Now for my countdown of the top albums, in my opinion, from 16th to 1st. But may I also say, I do like all 16. So at number 16, because something's got to be there, it is the Virtual 11. Yeah, it's a good album, and there's some great songs on there. Blaze Bayley, for me, didn't quite have the range of Bruce Dickinson, and that's why this album is a little bit lower on the mark. Then at 15, we've got X Factor. Well, who saw that one coming? Again, I do like this album. There are some good songs on there. And at the live shows now, when Bruce sings them, I'm not saying Blaze was a bad singer, because he certainly wasn't. He was the lead singer of Maiden, and Maiden are one of the best heavy metal bands in history. Probably the best British heavy metal bands. Big statement there, I agree. But for me, that'd be my choice. Number 14, it's A Matter of Life and Death. Again, sorry. Bit of COVID there. Hopefully not. Anyway, also, going from a vaccine a bit later. That's why I'm quickly making this now. Going up Miss House to lunch. Go and get a vaccine. Boom. There you are. That's what happens when you get old. You get vaccines first. I will be pushing in front of the granddad to get mine. Sadly, though, there are people of my age now who are granddads. Look at Neil Scott. I'm sure he'll be a granddad before me. You're going to have to watch that one now, Neil, to get that reference. If you heard it, tell me about it in the message on Messenger later. See if you actually heard that one. Anyway, 13, Final Frontier. Again, there's nothing wrong with that album. At 12, A Brave New World. So it's all that later stuff, all that newer stuff for me. I just prefer, music from a certain time, shall we say. At 11, it's The Dance of the Dead. But it does have Passion Down there, which is one of my favourite Maiden songs. Book of Souls is at number 10. At number 9, Killers. So we've now gone before Bruce. We've now got Killers album. It's a fantastic album. There's some great songs on there. Power Slave is at number 8. Nothing wrong with Power Slave. No way I can hear you say. 7, No Prayer for the Dying. And at number 6, Peace of Mind. 2 banging albums just there. At 5, Somewhere in Time. At 4, Iron Maiden. The debut album, Iron Maiden. At 3 is The Seventh Son of the Seventh Son. So, is it going to be Number of the Beast or Fear of the Dark? Shall we find out? So, my choice at number 2 is probably different to many other people's. For me, number 2 is The Number of the Beast. I know it's not. 666 is The Number of the Beast, but that's not on this chart, and I wouldn't put it that low anyway. So number 1 for me is Fear of the Dark. I saw Iron Maiden play Donington on the Fear of the Dark part of the tour when it was the Monsters of Rock. That was before Download. I am that old. I went to rock concerts before the Premier League. Wow, who knew? I am pretty old. Anyway, so there you go. That's my Maiden review. Give us a thumbs up if you agree. If you disagree, give us a thumbs down. Just give us some sort of comment. Let me know if you enjoyed it. If you did watch through to the end, you are going to get my bonus facts. So where are we? How many? And this is actually legit as well. I've looked this up, and the good thing is no one's touring at the moment. So they haven't done any more concerts in the last week. So this is, I wrote this a couple of days ago, and I know that they haven't done any more gigs since I wrote this because, let's be fair, no one is gigging at the moment. So how many concerts do you think the mighty Iron Maiden have done? I hope you've not Googled it. I did, but that's not the point. I had to get the fact first. They have done 2,476 concerts in their 46 years, which is pretty impressive, really. Album sold well over 100 million. So again, these are big numbers. They have headlined some big stadiums. So I would like, I wouldn't like to think how many people have actually collectively seen them. And if you've been to a concert more than once, you're still, if you've been to see Iron Maiden 10 times, you still go on that. So if it was 1 million, you think, well, I'm 10 of them, but you're still part of it. I've seen U2 twice, but I'm still recorded as twice. I don't know how many times I've been and watched Portsmouth at Fratton Park, but every time I'm part of the capacity, which adds up. You think about it. Here's one for you. 78,000 people can go to Old Trafford. Well, let's be fair, 72,000 of them, if that's the home crowd with season tickets, most of them are the same people each week, but they still get part of the capacity. Doesn't matter. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed that. If you do, give us a thumbs up. Please do share, leave us a comment below. If there's other bands that you would like me to look at, If I actually like them, I may well do a video on them. Bland, I'm not going to do your S Club 7. Sorry, mate. Might do it on steps. They're a bit better, aren't they? And if you saw that, then, you know, please do give me a comment on that to tell me, oh no, S Club are much better. Aren't they? Basically, they're the same band if you ask me. But that's my opinion, and there you go. Anyway, hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world. If you're in Australia, Bill, it's good to speak to you, my friend. Hope you enjoyed the video. Any of the marks who think, oh, I know what, we're running down now, because that's what we like to do, and yeah, bring it on. I don't care. Anyway, the more you view, the better it is for me. One day, I might even make a penny out of this, you know. It's going really well now, you know. Some of my videos, I've had over 10 people watch them. Wow. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video. Have a good day, and I'll see you, pals.